Which of these four adhesives will be crowned the winner in our 3D print adhesive testing? Let's check out the video for more.
Hi guys, welcome to today's video. Today we'll be testing some different adhesives with 3D prints. We're going to test strength in three different ways: a tensile test, a shear test, and an impact test. And we'll see which of these three adhesives hold up the best. Let's get into it.
All right, this is the basic setup for our tensile pull force. So this is two different 3D printed PLA pieces, and they will be glued together with our different adhesives that we're testing. And in this, we're going to pull up and down in each direction and then see what the break force is. And I'll be measuring this in pounds. Now I did a length and width square of a 1/2 inch by 1/2 inch, giving us a area of a 1/4 inch. And the reason I did it that size was I was worried because my force tester only goes up to 10 pounds. So if we get above that with some of our adhesives, we're going to have to get a little creative in how we test this. So the goal is to measure our break weight, and then we're going to calculate the break force. So that'll be our break weight pounds over our area, and we'll come up with a PSI measurement for this.
All right, so the setup for this is pretty straightforward. I'm just going to take two of these pieces. This is for the tensile test. We're just going to glue them together. So in this case, we're doing the hot glue. So we're just going to put a dollop of hot glue on there. Press these together. And then put this in my fancy rig like so. And then we're just going to go through and make 5 of these pieces.
This is our shear test. So again, two 3D printed pieces. We'll put the hooks through these holes, and then we're going to pull in the left and right directions, or up and down will be oriented, with our adhesive in between to again measure the pull force. And again, for all these, I'm hoping I don't get a PLA break. We'll get into that in a little bit more details, but the goal hopefully here is to break at the adhesive and nowhere else.
These are the 3D printed pieces for the shear test. So again, these have the 1/2 inch by 1/2 inch for a 1/4 inch area, and then these are going to be glued together like this, like a sandwich. And then this way we can pull in opposite directions and get a shear force as these slide apart. At least that's our goal. So I'm going to do this with the PVA glue, and then I'll do the rest off camera. So let's get started on these.
And then our final test here is the impact test. This one looks a little bit different because we'll be setting this up essentially on a platform, and this will be swinging with a hammer and will be impacting a test piece that is glued to a test board. Again, these will all be 3D printed besides the adhesive, and the goal for this is we'll be essentially incrementing our hammer. I'll show the test fixture later, but we'll be measuring whether or not essentially this survives different levels of impact force. So we won't get a point pure number value as we would with the other ones, but this will be testing kind of a jarring impact here.
All right, these are the samples for the impact testing. So these sides will be clamped, and then it'll be impacted here. We've got their little cube that's going to match. So this is our 1/2 inch area. Oops. This is our, 1/2 inch by 1/2 inch, so 1/4 inch squared. And you can see I've got a little bit of a raised bit here, so this is going to match up to make sure we're only contacting that amount of surface area. And then the hammer will come here and hit this, and that'll be our impact test. So I'm going to do the PVA or Elmers here. We're going to glue all these down, and then I'll do the rest off camera here. So let's get going on these.
So problem one was that the PVA and the E6000 weren't fully curing, even after 24 hours. Now, despite this, I decided to proceed forward with the test. My thought was we don't all have time to let glues dry for days on end. So I wanted to move forward with the test as is, assuming 24 hours for essentially 1/2 inch by 1/2 inch should be a pretty sufficient cure time. Problem two was that the PLA pieces were breaking along the layer lines and not breaking at the adhesive. Based on this, I decided I had to make a revised part to move forward with the testing. Because of the failures with the PLA piece, I did make a revised model here. So this keeps the same 1/2 inch by 1/2 inch area here, but I did make this a lot thicker. So basically this takes up the whole width. And then another plus of this design is it can be printed flat, so that way when the prints were not breaking along layer lines, the filament will be printing this direction. It should be much stronger. So I'm going to print these up and then we'll prep samples again and get started.
So these are the modified setups. As you can see, it was printed. This was the layer lines going this direction, so that way we're not worried about fracturing along the layer line. You can kind of see some of the lines here. And then this is now obviously much thicker than our original design. So hopefully this will help perform the tensile testing a lot better. So these are the hot glue samples I've got right here. So you can see the glue sandwiched in between there. All right, let's try out the new design.
Problem 3 was what I anticipated, in that my meter was over on many of these samples. So we have to get creative here. I decided to make a essentially modified IZOD impact tester. Basically, I draw my hammer back a set distance, 10, 20, 30 millimeters, etc. Let the hammer swing forward and then knock the part off. So let's take a look at one of the tests. All right, so I've got the test piece loaded and clamped down. Now I'm just going to draw the hammer back, release it, and see what happens. That was underwhelming, so let's see it in slow-mo. And there it goes. All right, I'm going to go through all the tests, record the results, and we will see how these samples fare at the end of the video. All right, now we're going to get into some tensile testing here. My meter wasn't suitable to measure the high forces, so basically what I have rigged here is I'm using a tent stake, and basically I've threaded it through one end of the PLA piece, and then I've got a bag with weights. And I started off with increments of starting up from 10 pounds on up, since my tensile tester did 10 pounds. And then I would load the bag up with weights and then go until failure, moving up in 5-pound increments. Unfortunately, my rig maxed out at 39 pounds, and super glue was able to succeed that. So I wasn't able to get a true reading of super glue. To the shear test, this is again, homemade rig here. Basically, I suspended a rod. I had a metal paintbrush, which eventually broke, and basically I had my shear sample in there with a carabiner, and again with a bag that I loaded up with weights. It was a kind of rudimentary setup, but it was something to get the job done, especially since my original tester maxed out at 10 pounds. So again, start off at 10, since I know the samples can all hold that, and then load it up with weights in 5-pound increments. So as you can see, I'm loading this bag up with some weights, and then we should see a failure here in a second. My paintbrush did break, and then there goes a failure for the shear test. So I went through, tested all the samples to failure. You can see this is a clean break in the adhesive like we want. And then let's check out the results. All right, this is the result of all 3 of our force testing. We can see you get tensile, shear, and impact. Tensile and shear I've got recorded in PSI. Again, I took the pounds it took to break and then over our area, which is a 1/4 inch. So essentially this is 4 times the weight that I had loaded in there. Fairly even results, although kind of hot glue pops up high in the tensile. I'll get into that in a little bit. But really super glue kind of really taking the lead on most of these. Again, E6000 came in close at tensile. PVA really bottom across the board, which isn't really surprised since it wasn't fully cured at 24 hours. So I think it bears if I repeat this test with a longer cure time. But if you're looking for something quick, I think super glue is really the way to go. Again, I'll talk about the tensile in a second here. So for shear and impact, super is great. Hot glue actually kind of surprised me with how well it performed on shear. Not so great on impact, but really nothing did great on impact besides the super glue. So I was overall really kind of surprised by these. I thought the E6000 might take the cake, or that PVA might surprise me in some results. But really it looks like super glue is fast, easy, readily available, and holds up really well. So I was really happy with how this turned out. Now, part of the reason I think the hot glue did so well on the tensile testing was, if you remember revised samples, they were printed in a different orientation. So rather than adhering to a flat surface on the base of the print, we're now trying to adhere to the layer lines. And all the other glues are relatively thin. PVA might be slightly thicker, but unfortunately, again, that one didn't have a full cure. Whereas hot glue is a much thicker glue, so it's going to slide in those recesses a lot better, and I think provide a lot more surface area, which is, I think, the reason it performs so well. All right, so back again to the results. And again, I think super glue was the standout winner here. I'd like to repeat this test with better equipment where I'm doing more of a straightforward pull at a set rate of speed. So maybe, better in lab equipment to do this test, do full cure time. So I think this merits more investigation. But anyway, hope you guys found this video useful. If you guys like it, please like and subscribe and stay tuned for more. Thanks. Have a good day.